Week 8 of the Winter 18 season in Rhode Island is in the books, but there's still 2 more regular season weeks to come thanks to Mother Nature. We'll get to the upcoming schedule in a second. First, let's break down the Week 8 action. We'll start with Boom Shakalaka. Oh, excuse me. Greg and Tyler are here. We're missing, we subbed you in this week. Jared out. Don't ask. Don't ask. So Boom Shakalaka and the Swish Kebabs. Boom with the big game of the week win this week. So guys, Nate Stischel back on the court. Sweeney, player of the week, had another. He said he had an performance, but after being player of the week, you're bound to kind of come down, to the median, right? But what did Boom Shakalaka do to hold off the Swish Kebabs?
Well, I was really impressed with their shooting, and it started with Matt Kamara. We haven't really seen him much this season. He must have been reading the preview article because I picked him to be the breakout player of the week, and he had 19 points and was the leading scorer for the team. And it seemed in the fourth quarter when the game was a little close, it seemed like he just didn't miss at all. And I think that was really key for Boom Shakalaka to pull out the win against the Swish Kebabs.
Yeah, I think they kind of just got out and ran too, and Swish was missing some easy buckets. They were missing some threes, and I think it was just execution down the stretch.
So now Boom Shakalaka still with only 1 loss, right? And I believe that's the Swish Kebabs' second loss in a row. So now we're starting to see those teams that we're 4-1, even though we're in Week 8. We're 4-1, are starting to separate themselves. Do we still think Swish is in that group with, I guess now, Boom Shakalaka, Prestige Worldwide, who also won this week, and Green Squad, who also won this week? Are we starting to see that separation?
Well, we've had 6 games, and the first 3 of them, I would say Swish Kebabs was no doubt in the top tier of the league. Right. But the last 3, specifically the last 2 before this one, they didn't look as good as they have. So right now, I say it depends on which Swish shows up. It's evenly split between 3 and 3. I think we'll find out next week.
So a big Week 5 and Week 7, those will be the weeks on the schedule that we are making up on Wednesday and Thursday next week. A big final 2 games for the Swish Kebabs, who can kind of regain that momentum before getting into the playoffs. Let's get to the Wild Hogs and the Average Joes down on Court 3 at 9:30. The Wild Hogs getting their first win. Mike Bandieri behind the camera, ecstatic. Ecstatic with the interview, ecstatic to apparently be higher than my team in the power rankings. He must forget who finalizes the power rankings, right? So we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned for that.
We never lost by 40.
Spoiler, halfway crooks. We'll be higher. So what did the Wild Hogs do, though, in their first win? You were down there, so we'll let you break this one down. Average, I mean, it was close. It was close in the third quarter, I'm pretty sure. Wild Hogs come away with the win.
Yeah, they just hit shots down the stretch. Average Joes were kind of just jacking up shots towards the end, just, kind of in panic, and Wild Hogs, I should say, kind of played it cool and made some big shots down the stretch. Mike had a good game, had 6 steals, so the defensive presence was definitely a help. Creating turnovers was definitely something that helped them.
Very different attitude to the Wild Hogs than what we saw last time we were here. Much more under control, and I think that definitely plays a role in being able to take care of a team that was on the same level as them. I think we all thought the Wild Hogs would win. I think many people picked them in the previews, right? But still have to go out and take care of business in a game like that. And I think the Wild Hogs did that. Speaking of taking care of business, Prestige Worldwide, one of the playoff atmosphere feel type of games.
Entertaining games I have watched so far.
We're gonna get to that. We'll let you break that down. Prestige Worldwide, also one of the 1-loss teams, taking care of the Werewolves. I think they have 3 losses now.
Yes, the 3 and 3.
There you go. So the Werewolves back at 500 after being 3-1. What did Prestige Worldwide do besides keep their focus on the game when it mattered?
Yeah, I guess you could say they kept their focus on the game when it mattered, but really the one dominant factor in this one was just Brian Yars. He was unstoppable, unguardable. He was pulling up and not missing from 3. He was just getting by any defender that was on him, whether it be Heston, Forte, Brad Allen. And he kicked the ball out when he needed to, and the other shooters were also knocking down their threes. He's got a lot of guys on the side of him that can shoot very well. And it was a little bit chippy, a lot of talking and going back and forth, and that's what made it the playoff atmosphere that you made, which was an awesome game. Very competitive. Love to see another matchup between the 2.
And quickly, you can speak to this. We had a player by the name of Max Petroni last year who, in this league, when you have a guard like that takes care of the ball, is one of the team's better players and can control everyone else on the court, you see how much of an impact that has. You can speak to how important a point guard like Brian Yars is, in a league like this.
Well, not just, it's just basketball in general. The point guard is by far the most important position on the court. Without a good point guard, it's kind of tough. The point guard sets a tempo. He does a lot of the scoring nowadays with the way the point guard position is transitioned, and Yars kind of does it all. So to have that kind of jack of all trades point guard is definitely something good. And he's very athletic, so he can get to the rim with ease and dunk on people.
And even on 4-on-4, with the tempo being more up-tempo as it is, it's even more important.
Yeah,
to
because
have that
sometimes you
full
need
tempo.
to slow it down.
Right.
And it's
They
just knowing the
control.
different times to up the tempo, keep it the same.
Controlling the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of controlling the game, Cody Crawford.
Oh, wow.
50-point performance, at least, against the Halfway Crooks, as the Green Squad, still also one of those one-loss teams, takes care of the Halfway Crooks, by 40, right? You mentioned?
40-something.
Mike was making fun of our 40-point loss. So Green Squad, victorious. And what'd you guys see? I mean, besides Cody not missing, what else did the Green Squad do?
Victor was dominant about all areas to start off the game. I think it was like 17-3 with 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So Victor was stealing it on defense. I think he had 3 blocks within a couple minutes of the game. It was unreal. And Cody basically didn't, like you said, 50 points. It's insane. I haven't seen that since last year.
And the trivia fact, who had that lone 3 points you talk about in the first quarter?
You did. I remember that.
Thank you very much. Shout out. That's called self-promotion. So, week 5 will be on Wednesday next week, April 4th. So you can find that under week 5 in the schedule, same times. We're just moving whole week 5 to Wednesday. Week 7, which also got snowed out, will be on Thursday. So we have Wednesday, Thursday next week. We'll wrap up the regular season. Every team will play in the quarterfinals of the playoffs the following Wednesday, April 11th. So we'll see you back here in Johnston for a doubleheader next week. Get ready. You guys better get those playoff game faces on. And we'll see you on April 4th here at the Rec Center.